Hey guys, final episode. Let's do this. Hopefully, I mean this might be a super long final mission, I don't know. You enter a room to find your team preparing. Their faces are grim. Iger looks up and locks eyes with you. Without looking away, she addresses the rest of the team. With Apex down, we have our opening. The estate's automated defenses will be offline. Attacking the holdfast should be doable now. Still risky, but doable. Blitz stops what he's doing and shakes his head. Yeah, we'll have an opening, sure. But to do what? I mean, with everything we just learned, what's our new plan? She shrugs. We enter the estate, locate Valclair, and shut him down. Same plan, different target. It's possible that Apex fabricated that comm feed. Valclair might still be innocent. I doubt it. My gut tells me that what we saw was real, and second-guessing ourselves isn't going to get us anywhere. Glory pauses, considering it, then nods. Fair point. Okay, so let's assume that Valclair is the one who's behind all this. What's he doing in that lab? How does the dragon tie into this? I mean, this whole thing has always been about rescuing the old man from the fire wing. Is she still in the picture at all? Has she ever been? After what Apex showed us, I don't even know what we're trying to stop anymore. All that I can see is a lot of dead bodies, with no explanation why. It doesn't matter why Valclair killed Monica and Paul, and all those other people in the cruise Bowser. All that matters is that he did. I'm going to bury him for that. You're welcome to help. I, for one, want answers. Amsel said there was a lot of money flowing into the Harfeld estate, and he found evidence that a bioweapon was being stockpiled there. Whatever Valclair is doing, he had Apex kill his own brother to hide it. I intend to find out what that is. I want answers we're gonna get. There's a moment of silence as the group pauses to consider your words. Finally, Iger steps forward. Alright, fearless leader. You go looking for your answers. I won't get in your way. And when the time comes to put a bullet in Valclair's brain, I'll be there to make it happen. This is your show, Chief. Whatever you choose to do, I'll come along for the ride. We're going to find out what's happening at that holdfast, and then we're going to stop it. You lead and I'll follow. Lost Dietrich is a leader, is a follower, not a leader. Iger glances at you and cocks her head. Looks like the team's good to go. What's our next move? Hit the state, find Valclair, and extract whatever information we can. Improvise from there. Sounds straightforward enough. Word of caution, Skirmer. Our objective may be simple, but taking the same approach that we took last time would be a mistake. Why? Going into the museum worked just fine last time. If anything, it should be even less well defended now that we've taken care of Apex. I've been reviewing the intel that Alice sent us, and comparing it to what I gathered on our original run. There has been a substantial increase in the number of heat signatures on the ground. That means new security troops. Lots of them. Great. Well, Blitz wasn't even there for that. They know that we're coming. She slings her rifle over her shoulder. That just means we'll be fighting in a target-rich environment. He just cracks his knuckles. Works for me. We'll want to get into the lab as quickly as possible, so I suggest bypassing the main floor of the estate entirely. We can enter via the servants' entrance that you escaped through last time. Unfortunately, they blocked off the route we used between the stables and the tree line. That means we're going to have to fight our way there. Once we're in, how do we find Valclair? The lab that Valclair was talking about wasn't on the ground floor, so it's either in the basement or sublevel. We go down, and we scour every level until we find it. That might take a while. That facility could be massive. There was clearly a lot more to it than we saw. We've got no way of knowing how far underground the complex extends. We go in prepared for an extended search then. Iger looks down, checking your gear. Ammo won't be a problem. Okay people, it's go time. You got something to say? Speak up now. There's nothing to say. We'll do what we have to do. Okay, that's it. Finish gearing up and head to the tunnel at the back of the safe house. I'll meet you where we stashed the van. Oh, time to talk to everyone one more time? Alright, Square. You need something? I think we should talk about what Apex did. Yeah, I figured as much. She nods grimly. Well, what do you want me to say? Did I lie to you? That I killed a member of my own team? Yeah, I did both of those things. But I don't regret any of it. Alright, it's okay. Just wanted to give you the opportunity to tell your side of the story. Happened like I said. Hoffman jacking the box down to cover at the worst possible moment. Wolf had his throat torn out by shrapnel and the rest of the team were riddled with bullets as we attempted to fall back. I took 3 rounds. Just like I said. Only one man came out of it unscathed. She nods. Fucking Hoffman. We managed to slip away and evade capture. It was no easy feat, Skipper, but we did it. After all the while, Hoffman was apologizing for what he'd done. He knew how badly he screwed up. For my part, I saw red every time I looked at him. But he was a member of the team, and it was my responsibility to get him back across the border. I limped that 50 miles of it through and through in my left calf, and 2 rounds buried in my right shoulder. Hoffman carried most of the gear. We'd almost reached the oh dear nice line when we were spotted. Not by border authorities, but by a farmer. He saw us, and we saw him. We all froze. I knew that we'd be screwed if he reported us, but I'm pretty good at sizing people up. I could tell he wasn't a threat. He reminded me a bit of my dad, actually. A kind old troll with leathery skin and a long white beard. There wasn't a mean bone in his body, I was sure. So I decided to talk him down. I stepped forward and introduced myself, then apologized for trespassing in this field. We talked for a while, and he promised not to alert the border authorities. He put his hand on my shoulder, and he told me that we were doing God's work. He was going to say something else, but I'll never know what it was. Hoffman put a bullet in his brain. I remember standing there, watching the light go out of this sweet old man's eyes while the blood poured from the neat round hole in his forehead. And I remember Hoffman saying something about protecting the team. We couldn't take the chance that he was lying, he said. I only have one good memory from that day, sir. The sound of Hoffman's windpipe breaking. The strangled little cry he made as I continued squeezing. I'll carry those with me forever, and they always make me smile. Wow, that got dark. She nods again, her face expression. Well, it's what get Brienne and Jamie in A Song of Ice and Fire. But, well, I think it's only in the show. I don't know if that happens. I can't remember if that happens in the books. Sorry, I'm going to have to reread that one. It's a dark time. It's been ever since. But I don't regret what I did. You did what you did here. This isn't my place to judge. That's a cop-out, Skirmer. You're the leader of this team. Of course it is playing. I think you saw what needed to be done and you did, despite the faggot men killing the fellas. I love the KSK, and I live to protect my team. Hoffman's ignorance, his ridiculous lust for glory, he destroyed the thing that I loved the most. So I destroyed him in turn, even though it meant I could never go back. What does that say about me? It says you belong out here, in the shadows. Believe it or not, Iger, you're right where you should be. She nods slowly. You're right, I am. On some level, I think I've known that for a long time now. You're a good man, Skirmer. One day I'm proud to run off. She straightens. And speaking of which, we should probably get back to it. Alright. Good talk. Good talk. Alright. Blitz probably has nothing to say to me because I really didn't like it. Oh, nothing. Sorry, bro. I was gonna talk to Hall, but then I remembered he's gone. Kind of job. Oh, nothing. We're not gonna talk about the whole Monica thing. Any messages? About Dietrich. Off we go to the mystery machine. This is probably gonna be a long-ass mission. If it's a two-parter, I might just divide it into two, honestly. Sorry, Dietrich, I have your abilities, which means you're less useful to me. Alright, return to Harfeld. The van lurches forward. The smell of anxious sweat hangs close and thick inside, making the cramped vehicle feel even smaller. The streets of Berlin are strangely quiet as you make your way past the city limits. It's as if the whole of the Flux state is waiting for something, a calm before the storm. An hour later, the van rounds a corner. In the distance, you can see the silhouette of Harfeld Manor, backed by the light of the full moon. You kill the van's headlights off and shift to electric. A short while later, you kill the ignition and roll quietly down the last hill, putting to a stop at the side of the road. A bird of prey takes wing from the tree above you, beginning its nocturnal pursuit. You know how it feels. What do we get? Well, I can give her even more, I switch out her weapons? Oh, okay. Hold on. How much damage does it do? 12? Oh, this one's just better. Okay. Is this getting better? No, no. 18 damage is a lot. Do I have a better deck? I don't think so. Might as well give them the other drum kit. Might as well fill up their inventory, I feel. Oh, do I have another make hit 3? Oh, I think I do. Don't I? Give it a res just in case. Ah, Iger has a lot of slots open. Really strong grenade. And what do I got? No more grenade slots? No, here we go. Strips armor too. I think we're gonna be fighting that troll and he's super armored up, so I think we're gonna be needing this. Anyone else? Nope, everyone's all stocked up, armed to the teeth. Once again, the grounds of the Harfeld Manor are silent, save for the faint whistling of the wind. But unlike last time, the air is rank with foreboding. The night is swollen with homicidal intent. They're waiting for you. Last chance before things get hot. Let's review the plan. Once we're in, we make our way across the grounds to the servants' entrance. We'll use the freight elevator to make our way down to the lab. With Apex down, the automated systems will be offline. We'll still have plenty of guards to deal with, though. She looks to you. Good to go, Skirmer? Let's make them pay for Monica. The team looks to one another for confirmation. They all nod sharply. They're ready. Oh yeah, this is the way we escaped last time. Well, everything's just offline. Oh shit. No, it's just the hell. That's fine. Oh, this one costs 3 to use. Oh, but it gives you 2 extra actions. That's crazy. Touch her. Just gotta touch her. Damn. Game console over here. Servant's quarters. Oh. Get to the panel. Where's the pen? Oh, that's the panel. Okay, we gotta make sure nobody gets near that shit. Oh god, that's so strong. Alright, tracer. Okay, the drone does follow him, so I guess I should. Might be better to get over here first. Then activate the drone. So the drone can have. Oh, no, never mind. It's fine, it doesn't matter. I can go back without this. Now move forward. Yeah, I saw Decker can stay a while and listen. Those people say it was pretty funny. Pick this up. Alright, you probably had some supplies here, right? Look at that locker. Taser. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. This is the final mission of the game. Oh, I can't switch it with somebody else's inventory? That's sad. Oh, this is just a kettle control. Alright, hold on. Pretty sure I don't want to let him free. Nope, that's not. You're not getting that. Do we just open the main gate now? Let's see what else is over here. Well, of course, I mean, it makes sense. Kane's a support, right? He's an old man. Exactly, yeah. Guess we're opening the gate. Error? Man, their entire system's just freaking offline. Oh, there's more people. Walk straight into the ambush. I could... I really don't like that haste 3 requires her an entire turn, but it does give her 2 extra AP, which is crazy smart. Let's go to sniper time. Those whatevers. Just keep snipping. Yeah, I mean, I always thought Kane would be just, you know, identify items to give your teammates a buff. That'd be pretty cool. They should put what's his name? They should put like the Traveler or the Speaker from Destiny 2 in Knots. He can summon like the 3 main. He can summon Titan, Warlock, and Hunter as a special moves. That'd be great. There's just a limited number of characters in Blizzard lore. They only have 3 major franchises. Lost Vikings is like a weird aberration from decades ago. But whatever. Yakuza's Monster Hunter big patch is coming. The festival starts tomorrow, and Yakuza 6 is coming in like a week and a half, so I'll have stuff to play. I think Crusader Kings 2 is free on Steam also. There's a Game of Thrones mod for it, maybe I'll play it. I've been playing a lot of Dead Cells 2 actually. The roguelike genre really has made a comeback. Enter the Gungeon was really fun. I feel it's a hell of a lot better than Binding of Isaac. I really need to buy it. I mean, they're under the same banner. It's fine. Alright, let's move it up. What does this do? Shuts the game. Oh. Oh yeah, it's made by the same people who make this game. Anyways. Keep going forward, I guess so. Keep going. Well, there's one more to do. Might as well just move out. I don't think he is anything too threatening. He's just gonna keep running backwards. Okay. Can you close the gate behind you? Seems good. Spirit there somewhere. Oh! Whoa! What? Gargoyles are alive. What the? Uh-oh. This is weird. They're so heavily armored. Jesus. Well, they also have no dodge, so I guess. Holy shit, it covers the place in acid too. This is not great. Go have Bale make clones? Are we just gonna end up like Samuro though? Alright. Reload the rifle. We're not very good at dodging, which is good, I guess. I barely even remember Mephisto. That wasn't a super memorable fight from Diablo 2. Use acid to fight acid. He's down. Oh, the other guy actually managed to make it away? I guess so. Okay, there's another gate. Let's go to... Ooh, it's a dragon statue. Oh. Sure. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna freaking hate her because she's like Cosmos in Project in Namco Crafts Capcom. Just like a death dealing machine. Oh, problem. Turn range for actually pretty well hidden. Okay, maybe let's kind of flush them out. Flush target. Ugh. Should run over to and slash him. Slash. There's no Train Eye characters. Then again, there's not a lot of important Train Eye that I can remember anyway. Oh shit, grenade. Instant kill. That 15% increase in accuracy. Hold up. They haven't healed. Something's wrong. There's more enemies. Some more enemies past that doorway, so it's not Oh, okay. Huh, this corridor. Strange. Oh, what? Oh. No. Are just gargoyles popping out? What is this shit? Let's think of armor, so I guess we'll deal with that. This thing completely ignores armor. Oh. Ugh, SMGs are really garbage. Against the armor targets. Laser? Don't get near there. Right here. Oh. Shit. Run away. explain what these things are? I remember fighting them in Shadowrun Returns, actually, so... Haste lasts a while too, is the best part. Oh, he's hiding. Here. Shoddy. 2. Alright, I'm just gonna park all my guys here and hopefully make them rush into this choke point. Get them all here. Oh, and the haste finally wore off. Whoa, there are a lot of people coming in here. I have 2, right? I can walk in here? Walk back out? Don't tell me they're all just gonna throw grenades at me, which of course they... Oh. They're just gonna all throw grenades at me. None of these tech percentages are super great, but oh, she can't even see any on it. She can't even see any. This could work out okay or be a total disaster. Iger's gonna get shot a lot. Especially if she's not in cover. Attack the drone even when the drone's not like... Glory. Yeah, my approach to this fight was really good. works. I think I shoot diagonal. There's gonna be a lot of freaking more grenades. There's gonna be a lot of healing wasted at the end of this shit. Do I have any AoE? So bad at this. Missed 3 times though. Sniper or hey. Drone, go take cover. How many more are there? There's oh god, there's a freaking gargoyle too. Does that drone die? I killed the... oh yeah, there's a dagger back. How will we all just fall back? See if that works out better. Oh, it doesn't cost her any AP to reload guns, so might as well. Run away, drone. Surprised they're hitting you with this that early. Alright, we should have just been entrenched this whole time. Over here. They're next to each other, right? I think. No, they're not. Alright, I'm gonna use my weird skill thing. Tactical reload. All my weapons get reloaded. Wait, what? This doesn't though? What? That makes no sense. This thing was equipped. Or something. The acid pool hits them too, I'm assuming. Actually, let me get my robot out of the way. Wait, you could miss on freaking... You can dodge an acid pool? That doesn't make any sense. So a shotgun right next to me. Okay. Wow. One more turn raced. Nobody else coming. Haster. Alright, Anchor's gonna run all the way over here. Well, yeah, you guys haven't even moved. Well, we should get rid of the rigger. Oh god, there's one. Of course there's one. His drone self-destructs. Okay. Alright, please, no more gargoyles. Freaking fight. Gargoyle. Can I tase him? I don't think so. I mean, you would think as made of stone, he would be immune to tasing. Shot. Oh, there you go. That's it. Elevator controls. Okay, we're there. Oh, that's it. Unless there's another gargoyle, which there is, because of course there is. Already wounded? It's fine. Should finish him, I think. Shotgun with F. Everything, all their security systems are offline. Sure, go downstairs. Let's go. The lab below. After making your way across the manor grounds, you find the servant's entrance open and the immediate interior clear of any resistance. You find the elevator that you used during your prior escape waiting patiently for your arrival. It shudders to life now, ready to carry you down into the facility below, to the place where Monica met Apex and the world turned upside down, where this whole thing began. In the lab. Where cool things happen, right? Oh, they're inside the building. Inside the lab. Call for backup. The whole security network is down. Take cover. Yeah, it's 2 guys. Sorry, bro. But you're probably dead. Buff up Iger. Just do a quick healing session or just use all my medkits. I feel like guys are a bit low. There you are. Shot. This one's shotgun. Rifle shot. Their armor's not that great. Damn HP. I don't know how the flush cover works. I don't know. It probably has to hit them, right? It didn't. Heal up. Damn, my main character has been relegated to buffing. Yeah. Iger's just so good. So good at what she does. As you stoop to catch the guard's keycard, something catches your eye. A flash of light. Sweeping your gaze across the room, you see a variety of terminals, all displaying flickering error messages. Whatever security Apex provided here, it's offline now, leaving the machines unlocked and unprotected. Probably won't stay quiet in here for long. We should keep moving. Not just yet. There could be valuable intel in here, and we don't even know how big this facility is. We should sweep the area for clues before pushing forward. She nods brusquely. Alright, let's do a sweep, but we should do it quickly. Every moment that we delay, we give them more time to muster reinforcements. Alright, let's take a look at these logs. No, press the key. Press the key at random, and the screen begins to flash. A piezoelectric beeper buried somewhere deep inside the terminal plays a series of chirps, and the system reboots itself. Then, when the screen comes alive again, it is filled with text. Welcome, Administrator. Hyperthermophile studies, what the hell? Yo, you need biotech to understand this shit, and I'm dumb. To an untrained eye, most of the text is nonsense. You catch a few words here and there, but for the most part you're lost. From what little you can pick up, it looks as though this lab was studying animals that thrive in extremely hot environments. For what purpose, you cannot say. Maybe a dragon? Artificial lymphocytes and monoclonal antibody production. You open this entry and the screen fills with pages worth of scientific jargon. Most of what's written in this report is completely foreign to you, but from what you can piece together, it looks as though the scientists here are working on developing a sort of artificial immune cell, something sturdy and self-replicating that is capable of pumping out antibodies on command. Why they're doing it is beyond you. Some kind of chemical weapon then? Opening the entry label. Hermetic techniques for slowing radioactive decay. Spellcasting. Oh, use this. The meta-magical theory detailed here goes way over your head, but you're able to pick out bits and pieces of what the entry is saying. Apparently the Hermetic theoreticians theoreticians here have developed a way to stabilize decaying isotopes. The technique has proven effective in prolonging the half-life of radioactive material well beyond its usual limits, and preventing it from emitting harmful radiation in equal measure. That sounds very useful. Oh, apparently carbon dating is getting less useful because the radioactive isotopes released into the world after the H-bombs are decaying now. You know, there is a half-life, and it's almost fizzled out. And once it does, we can't use carbon dating anymore. So some people are like, oh, maybe we might have to detonate. We might have to artificially spread more radiation out there. There's no data to hint at what the ultimate goal of the project might be. But the potential applications for a technique like this are almost limitless. Panacea, recent development notes. Surprisingly, this entry is relatively easy to read. Skimming it over, you discover that the scientists here have been working on a variety of additional tweaks to a project called Panacea. Well, that's the legendary cure-all, right? The mythical. Apparently, a batch of artificial lymphocytes developed for the project has recently been bound with an airborne RNA virus. The resulting microorganism is as infectious as the flu and exhibits a broadband capability to jump species barriers. Wait, so this virus can infect any species? That's... The note also discussed the bioagent Doom and the resident scientist's efforts to deconstruct it. It appears as though they are attempting to improve upon the formula in some way. Yeah, carbon dating is basically you measure how much radiation is in the thing and using half-life. Because radiation after a certain amount of time, it goes away by half, right? You can calculate exactly how long ago it happened. To improve upon the formula in some way. There's a moment of silence as the group absorbs everything you've just read. I don't like the looks of this, Kermit. I don't like it at all. Glory, do you have any insights about all this? A few. I think that Panacea is a sort of delivery system for Doom. It's a virus. Airborne and highly infectious. And it can produce Doom antibodies on command. But the radioactive payload of the Doom antibodies is stable somehow. Dormant. The magical research is over my head, so I don't know how that ties in. All this is making me extremely uneasy, Skirmer. Doom is dangerous enough on its own. I don't like the idea of Valkyrie tinkering with it. What do you mean? What do you think all this means, Iger? I told you about these stories I heard. The stories about Doom being deployed in border skirmishes? Well, I spared you the goriest details. Didn't want to give you nightmares. So here's what I think. We need to put a stop to this. And we need to do it now. What? Any thoughts? I think we're wasting time talking about this, Chief. Who cares what this Drek is supposed to do? As long as we stop it, that's all that matters in the end. Blitz is a surprisingly focused person. Or maybe he just not cares. Alright. Anything else? There is a... Repair jack point. What is this? Oh, this is a jack point that Monica did, right? Although the access ports has been replaced, black scorch marks still mar the surface of the matrix access panel. This is where Monica jacked in, where she met Apex. Is this where it happened? Yeah, this is where she did it. She stares at the scorch marks that blacken the access panel. Poor Monica. Still can't believe that she's gone. Okay, I guess the only way we can do is go to the yellow one. A message flashes onto the status panel at your approach. Oh, everything's there. Everything's offline. Sure, have some key cards. Oh, there's a turret here. Let's inspect this. Apex control entity offline. What? You guys made some turrets that can't be controlled without your super intelligent AI? That's not great. Alright, third position. Let me haste up my MVP. Hasting up. Alright, Glory, you know what? Get those guys out of cover. Get him out of cover so I can hit him with the shotgun. Or rifle, I guess. Let's see if this snipes someone back here. So much damage. We're gonna go 2. actually has a talent. What does this do? Oh, I didn't even know he could do this. Target becomes confused and changes faction for 2 rounds. That's really strong. Oh, I'll put some turrets. Man, the losing armor part is the main thing, actually. Go ahead. Live on one. I need a better drone. Oh god, just keep tossing grenades at him. Fire glory, to hit all those guys out of cover. There's 2. There's 3? There's 3. Yeah, everyone's out of cover. Now you get sniped. North armor, here you go. Ooh. Look at this shit. Yo, look at this shit! Oh, I didn't know the drone healed HP at the end of every battle. That's interesting. I don't know how they justify that. You just... Actually, hold on. Do I still have karma? Oh, no, I have 4. So... Do you get more karma inside this mission? I actually don't know. Oh, hold on. What's going on? This? There's a safe. Interesting. Got multiple jacking points. I don't know. Auto lock engaged. Alright, you're in there, Blitz. Get in there. Get in the robot, Shinji. Okay, so the programs are one-time use, so I'm gonna save them. Yeah, the combat in this game is not super engaging. I think this is the biggest weakness of the Shadowrun game. The combat is just 2 dice rolling for my thing. It's just not interesting. I don't know what they could do to fix it. I have no idea what they could do to fix it. Just do grinding through. Just grind through. It just feels too swingy. Like, one bad roll could just screw you over so much. And everyone outside the Matrix, there's nothing to do. Oh, you go really far. Oh! Alright, we gotta get rid of the black first. 93%. Literally stands right next to me. They do damage, they just hit once every blue. Oh, Westworld coming back in like 2.5 weeks? I think the 21st? I'm very, very excited. Alright, Lab Security Access Network, done. Is that it? That's the only one, right? I don't think there's anywhere else to go. Just check it. Yeah. It's done for 5 AP, no problem. Guess what? Doesn't matter. Alright, I can unlock the terminal. What do we got? Unlock drone remote control box. Sure. Wait, what about the... Oh, here. Open safe. Ah, control box. Alright. This is a drone remote control box with both manual and direct bit controls. Although its small screen is cycling error messages, it appears to be partially functional. A rigger would get the most out of equipment like this. Sure. Oh, it has to be me? No, I don't need the drones to... Okay, there are people in there. Okay, well, let's not go in that door yet then. This lab is freaking huge. So convenient having a decker. Alright, email 1. What's going on? Nairi, I know you need to pass through multiple checkpoints to get outside for your smoke break, but that's no reason to break protocol and smoke in the lab. The material that we were working with is dangerous, and your laziness is putting people at risk. Please don't let it happen again. Lately. Oh yeah, you remember what happened with that earlier side quest where an entire lab got destroyed because some dude was drinking coffee and spilled it on a computer? Yeah. Protocols exist for a reason, guys. Dearest Tyla, please stop asking me where my work has taken me. You know I can't tell you. I made it clear when we parted at the train station last year. Security on this project is very tight, and all of our outgoing emails being scanned. Although we have been quite busy recently, I believe we are nearing a breakpoint, and I can come home to you and Felix soon. All my love, Lily. Oh, she ain't. Klaus. Excellent work with the venting system. Everyone was very pleased with your performance. It seems like only yesterday that you were one of my interns. And here you are, a newly appointed department head. Beyond everything that I told you earlier, you also have access to the guard storeroom in your section. Use access code 1247 in case of an emergency. That's for level 4 personnel and above though, so keep it to yourself. Yes, keep it to yourself, just casually give it to him in an email. This Lily sounds like a good person. Problem. I have some bad news for you. Alright, do I... Okay, is this it? 1247? Get the armory? 247. Yep. What do we got in here? What do we got in here? What goodies? Oh, hold on. Let's leave this item on right now. Oh, okay, hold on. Alright, let's... Well, this is the final mission. There's no reason not to use this stuff. Alright, she needs... Is anyone else damaged? Anyone else? 20... Not that bad. I don't think we need the other med kit yet. Let's see what happens. It's time to fight. Ooh, this one's full. As usual, wrap it up, baby. Me and my friends were curious about why the Easter Bunny is what the rabbits have to do with Easter. It turns out that it was a pagan holiday festival before, and the goddess that it was associated with was her symbol was a bunny because of their quote-unquote energetic breeding. That's right. Let me get right. Mage? Get rid of mage, man. Even Superman hates magic. Oh wow, you can miss? I miss when my computer doesn't do anything? Oh, Grandma was great. Yeah, this is my problem. I do situate my guys too close. Ooh. Alright. Gloria's gonna need that med kit after all. And he got grenade launchers. should get the grenadier, right? I don't know if all three of my people can freaking finish. This guy's so heavily armored. Oh, I can keep doing it though. Oh, okay. Well, in that case. Alright, well. Oh shoot! I hurt my own teammate. That's bad. Forgive me, Glory. Forgive me. Alright, Glory's definitely gonna need Glory's definitely need that first aid kit after this. Alright, what's Blitz do? He's already marked. I can flush him out. Oh, might even be able to finish him without him. Yep. He got freaking 5 turns. You can finish this guy. Done. Takes another turn. Tracer this guy. Fine. Hopefully it doesn't have enough. Justify using a thing right now. Let's take. Let's glory. Yeah, I guess so. Might as well just have that med kit. Grab that. Oh, we got another terminal. Press a key and the screen begins to flash. After a moment, the system reboots itself. When the screen winks back on, you find yourself staring at the contents of an administrative inbox. Welcome, Administrator. Falkenrath Adolf. Dunarif Ingrid. Borchardt Hans. Alright, let's see the first one. Borchardt Hans 2, Admin. We need to organize an all-staff meeting to discuss lab safety. Everyone is overworked and overstressed, and that's a perfect recipe for workplace accidents. I am telling you, we cannot afford any more accidents. The loss of Van Weech has been hard on everybody. He was well liked, and watching him die in such a horrible fashion has been hard on morale. Did he get hit by the Doom? That's probably what happened. The staff is still committed to the cause. They all know what they signed up for, and they know how important this is. But losing such a good man because of such basic lapses in lab safety has been a difficult pill to swallow. Portrait. Falkenrath Adolf. I am writing this to request additional security for the animal testing lab. You know how large and vicious those creatures can be. Without more trained handlers on staff, we're just begging for another accident. You remember what happened to Van Witch? Oh, so he got hit by the, I am working on Sunday. He got hit by a freaking hellhound, probably. Yeah, I just want to thank you for pushing to bring the new Hermetics lab online. It's good to know you're listening to our requests. The research that the Hermetic researchers have been doing should make our work with the Panacea much more manageable. Alright, more... messed up with the whole drone thing. Use that terminal again. Oh. Okay, you need decking 5. Strangely, I can't get Blitz to do that for me, though. It's weird. This looks like big encounter up ahead, but I cannot save, so... Oh, more turrets. Large crack that runs right through the sectional wall. Okay, so you can blow it up. But... Big battle up ahead. Yeah, I see people. Let's go. Oh man, there is a lot of people. Oh my god, please. More grenades. I guess I can blast them as they step out. Oops. Dealing machine. Just explodes. Okay. Is that enough? This is probably enough. Get wrecked. That's pretty disgusting. I'm not gonna this guy wide in the open. Alright. Let's go with the... This doesn't count as cover for some reason. Back. Maybe I should just back up. I don't know if I should just charge into that room. I've already got like a plenty appetizing target for. Okay. Go be bait. My drone is about to explode too. Oh yeah, that drone's about to go down. It's not looking good. Oh, where's the AoE when you need it? All over there. Self. Tiger Moray. Drone Chan is gonna go here. Himself. It's not that good. Take what you got. Take what you can get, I guess. No? 1 HP? Okay. There you go. Forcer, mage. Probably always mage first. Dead. Let's make their grenades as not great as possible. Let's do it. Hit anybody with the line of sight's too late. Alright, whatever. Overwatch. Oh, this drone's gonna get scrapped no matter what I do. Surprisingly tame turn. Alright, let's see how good this shotgun. They are adjacent, right? Let's reload? What? Does it reload everything except the thing you're on? This is weird. It's fine. Give me 2 full clips. back here and BB. I can tase him, like, that's already value. If I just take his turn, that's value. Oh, but he's still... Ooh. Go swipe. Swiper, stop swiping. Oh no, there's still a guy back there. I didn't even see him. Is this guy not doing anything? He's just hanging out? Sure. Just hanging out. Spend my turn reloading my guns. This is a glitch. The Overwatch lines don't show up. There you go. Everyone's back at it. Is that it? We're on to the final part of this lab. Oh, Panacea. This counts like 3 separate missions. The sounds of machinery fade behind you as you venture further in the ground. Whoever built this facility was clearly well financed. It must have taken years to design, excavate, and build a complex like this in secrecy. You continue through dimly lit halls, finally stepping into what appears to be another laboratory area. The corridor before you is deserted. Dr. Adrian Valclair is somewhere within this facility, and with him, the answers you seek. Yeah, you really waited a long time for to get the answers. I guess we should save, right? Saving probably recommended. Yes. How much? I could just spend my karma too. There's no reason not to, right? Like. I don't think it's likely we're gonna get too much karma now. So maybe quickness, strength. Just to be tanky. Okay. Alright. What do we got here? Got this long ass corridor. Actually, how's ooh, hold on. Who's this? The old man behind the glass works feverishly at his console, glancing up at you when he can. A cigarette dangles from his mouth, its bluish smoke curling around his head. An overflowing ashtray sits on the lab table in front of him. The years have not been kind, but his features are instantly recognizable. Despite his age, he still has a strong chin and high cheekbones that you remember from Green Winter's DVD. This is Adrian, Dr. Adrian Valclair. It's always about the chin and the cheekbones, man. That's the leading man, right? That marks the leading man. As you approach, he stops what he's doing, a look of intense irritation on his face. He clears his throat and a harsh rasping sound emerges from the loudspeaker next to the glass. Oh, he's behind that bulletproof glass. So you're the Shadowrunners that Audrey warned me about. I assume you left the trail of corpses in your wake? That's on you, Doc. You've got some explaining to do. I have some explaining to do? This is my home. You are the intruder here. If anyone needs to explain himself, it's you. He reaches down, flicks a switch. You hear a loud thud and a click behind you as the door locks shut. You'll find that the blast door behind you is sealed, and the laboratory you occupy is fully secured. An important precaution. We keep our test subjects in there, and they are far more dangerous than you. Yeah, we'll see about that. Takes a drag on a cigarette. I won't permit you to cause any further harm, Shadowrunner. You will remain trapped where you are for your own good. Let us out of here, Valclair. We need to talk. I believe I can hear you well enough from this side of the glass. Now, he fixes you with a level stare. I want to know why in hell you so violently interjected yourself into my business. First, you break into my estate, which you didn't even know was mine, apparently. Then you spend what must have been a small fortune to track me down. You locate my AI, destroy it, and then drive all the way to the countryside. And finally, you shoot your way into my laboratory. He leans forward, hands on the table, his eyes narrowed into a piercing stare. So I have to ask you, Shadowrunner, who are you? And why in God's name are you here? We came to find you, Valclair, to help us stop Firstwinge. Except the Firewing wasn't the one after us after all. It was you all along, wasn't it? Valclair sighs, covers his face with his pale, nicotine-stained hands. To help you stop Firstwinge. That is ironic. But yes, you are correct. I am the one who has been hunting you. The one who sent Apex and Aldrin after you. You're gonna pay for that, you bastard. Why attack the cruise bosser, Valclair? Why kill Paul Amsel? It was necessary to preserve the secrecy of my work, for the greater good of all. I know I've wronged you, and for this I am sorry. He sighs a long rattling sigh that quickly turns into a violent fit of coughing. The sound echoes over the loudspeaker. We're gonna justify what it was for the good of the world. I mean, the problem with people who do that is if you put that on one end of the scales, right? Like, then you can justify anything with that. It's a theme kind of exploring Swordfish, even though that movie wasn't that great. He collects himself, continues. I don't expect you to understand, nor do I have time to explain it to you. He straightens, glances back at the screen to his side, and nods curtly. Now, I must know, how did you learn that I was still alive? How did you even know to look for me? Did someone send you? We found out about you from your brother, Valclair. He was trying to find you, right up to the end. Valclair starts, and the sudden movement of his arm sends his overflowing ashtray flying from the table into a cloud of ash. A look of dread fills his face. Up until the end? What do you mean? Where is Hermie? Explain yourself. Sorry, Doc. He was digging too deeply into Firstwinge, so Apex killed him. He slumps into the chair next to him, his whole body shaking. Yo, we're gonna convince him? I didn't. He's suddenly overcome by another fit of coughing. He steadies himself on one arm of the chair. Apex. Clutches his chest. I should never have trusted that thing. Yeah, that super intelligent AI is kind of dangerous. Ugh. He closes his eyes, and a tear traces his way down the gaunt hollow of his cheek. Oh, Hermie, the things I've sacrificed. All for this. All for Panacea. All for tonight. All for what, Valclair? Tell me what's going to happen. You owe Hermie that much. He looks up dazed. His eyes unfocused. What's going to happen? Oh yes, tonight. Tonight will be the end of the dragons. Not just Firstwinge. All dragons. Explain yourself, Doctor. Valclair fumbles in his pockets, produces a fresh cigarette. He lights it with shaking hands and breathes in deeply. The orange glow of the cigarette flares bright. When he exhales, the words spill out with the smoke. The Firewing burned and murdered and caused untold damage in her bestial rage. Until the Dragonfall. Until I stopped her. But that destruction was merely a symptom of a greater cancer. Firstwinge wrought destruction with fire and claw. The dragons of today, Lofweir, Dunkelzahn, Settledier, they kill and conquer with subtler tools. Deception, manipulation, corruption. He spits with disgust. They use us as pawns. Playing pieces. Puppets in their millennia-long machinations. Oh yes, dragons are a cancer. One that will conquer, or worse, destroy all of humanity if we do not stop it. One that metastasized when the world awakened. An ironic metaphor, since it was the failing of my own body that allowed me to see it. Cut to the chase, Doc. I saw the notes. I know Panacea is a stable variant of Doom. Whatever you're doing, it can't be good. Valclair clenches his jaw. Good or bad is immaterial. I do what is necessary. He trembles, racked again by violent coughing. As the coughing subsides, he takes another long drag on his cigarette, the ash creeping closer and closer towards his mouth. Sorry, Hermie. I'm sorry you won't be able to see it for yourself. I'm sorry I failed you. Claire turns his attention back to the computer, stabbing out his cigarette, grabs a fresh one from the pack and lights it. Tonight I will release my panacea to the world, and how absurd that the instrument of Dragonkind's destruction. Presses a button on the terminal, and a large observation window at the far end of the room rises slowly. It will be carried by First Wind herself. Whoa, got a red dragon here. Through the glass, you see the prostrate form of a dragon far below. An enormous set of shackles binds it, and a maze of tubes snakes into its body. The tubes connect to a cruel-looking apparatus that has been mounted to the wall. Son of a bitch. Look at it. He found her alive in the SOX after all. Tonight, the Firewing will fly again. Infected with panacea, she will slowly be destroyed from within. But before that happens, she will provide the catalyst for global transmission of the virus. Catalyst? What catalyst? As if spurred on by the sight of the dragon below, he begins typing furiously at this terminal. First Winter's fire will carry the agents in his dormant state. Any metahumans exposed will become carriers, will spread the disease to other dragons. The carriers will be infected with panacea as well, but it will not harm them. To non-dragons, it is a nuisance, nothing more. When a critical mass of carriers is achieved, my panacea will become unstoppable. It will spread across the globe in a relentless tide. However, if it does not reach this critical mass, it will fizzle, die out, become inert. Yo, are we Weskering this? Complete global saturation? Hence the need for a ground zero, a flashpoint for a mass infection event. He looks at the ceiling, mumbling to himself. I'm sorry, Hermie. I know how you loved your Fluxstein, but that doesn't matter now. It must be Berlin. I understand your reasoning, but there has to be a better way. He continues his work, filled with feverish energy. Sadly, there is none. If there were, I would gladly take it. For panacea to work, Berlin must burn. A tragic sacrifice, but one made for the greater good. See, it's just like, if you consider what you're doing for the world's good, then, you know, burning a city seems like a small price to pay, right? But that's kind of messed up. First Wind will breathe her infected fire upon Berlin. Thousands will die. And through that destruction, the virus will take to the air. A critical mass of Berlin's metahuman population will be exposed. But no one will even think to quarantine the city until it's too late. The Flux State lacks any centralized authority. Corporations will evacuate their own, thousands will flee the city, infected. He mutters, his voice growing more detached. Oh yes, Hermie. Berlin is the perfect flashpoint. It wasn't supposed to happen tonight, no. But this little intervention of yours leaves us no choice, so let us see. He squints at the screen. Tonight's wind patterns dictate that ground zero be Tempelhof, Schonenberg. Highly populated. The virus will spread quickly enough from there. That's only a few kilometers from the Cruise Bazaar. Cruise Bazaar? My favorite cafe is in the Cruise Bazaar. Look, you're crazy, and we're probably all going to die. We are not letting you get away with this. Nonsense. You were sealed tight in that laboratory. Impotent to stop me. The old man eyes the cigarette butt in his hand, fishes out another from the pack, and lights it with the first. Then he returns to his console, reaching for the side for a microphone. He mutters something to the receiver. You can just barely make out the sound of the name Audrey. He turns to address you, his voice is level. The shaking in his hand seems to have subsided. Security will be here soon, and they will take care of you. Do not worry. You will not be harmed. The sacrifice that I'm making tonight is a necessary evil. It cannot be helped. But so long as you remain confined, I see no reason to kill you too. You don't burn a city and call it a sacrifice. You call it what it is. Mass murder. Claire stiffens, turning to face you. Anger washes across his face. Was it mass murder when America dropped the atomic bomb in Japan? Whoa, we're going there? Damn. The myopic would say yes. Yes, I would say yes. We did it for a cause, shorten the agony of war, to save thousands of How many more lives could they save? Japan was already, like, in this death throes, dude. They didn't have any more planes. The old man's trembling now. I will do the same for the good of the world. You know that America was pretty divided on the morality of that act, right? Some even consider it a crime against humanity. Damn, we're not talking ethics here. We're talking parallels. What I do will prevent a greater evil from taking place. Humanity was born to reproduce, to multiply. But dragons were born to acquire, to accumulate, to hoard. Both strive to bend the world to their will. Humanity has conquered the air, land, and sea through sheer numbers. Dragons, however, employ different means altogether. Throughout history, they have allowed us to do the heavy lifting, while they pull the string. I'm not super familiar with the backstory for Dragonfall, for Shadowrun, but how long have dragons been? It's only been like 30 years since this point, right? Like, how much history has there been? Or is it like all the myths and legends about dragons are right? Because this is a 6th cycle, supposedly, so there have been 5 other cycles before this, all with their own magic and stuff. There are 17 great dragons in the world today, 17 ancient worms, millennia old, slowly dividing the planet into 17 piles of gold to nest upon, in front of our eyes. Once upon a time, they burned castles to steal the treasure we collected, laid waste to entire armies. Oh yeah, okay, so it treats ancient legends and stories and stuff like that as canon, basically. But here in the 6th world, it is no longer about tooth and claw and fiery breath. The old man's voice seeps with hatred. Now it's public relations, marketing, mergers and acquisitions. You see it every day. Dragons on the Tridio in boardrooms, they gather influence, wealth, power, continually hoarding until one of them sits atop it all. Are they a metaphor for corporations, I guess, in this? It probably is, right? It's pretty on the nose. Perhaps not in this cycle of the world, perhaps not the next. But one day, one worm will stand alone, triumphant, with all of humanity as its cattle, with all the world as its prize. And that, he trembled, his voice dropping to a whisper, that I will not allow. How are you going to get First Winch to go along with this plan of yours? While Claire continues his work. Oh, that's simple enough. He gestures to his left. She has no choice. The gaunt woman in the containment cell stands rigidly, her face pressed against the glass, her haunted yellow eyes tracking your every move. She appears frightened, disoriented, lost. Her mouth moves silently, her voice muted by her glass cage. So, the stories Green Winters found were true. First Winter's astral form was separated from her body when she fell. You trapped her somehow. Yes, but that came later. In 2012, yo, damn, 6 years ago? 6 years ago? We took down First Wind with an experimental weapon. This device, suffice to say, I couldn't fully predict how it would affect her. In 2036, I led a search team into the SOX. I had to know what really happened to the creature that I had slain. We found her alive, in a way. The dragon's astral form, her spirit you might say, had been ripped from her body by the weapon. It was trapped inside a young woman living in the SOX. A mob of low punks revered her, treated her like a goddess. I transported the young woman in a dragon's body here, where I could study them. You mean that she's been in that cell for almost 20 years? The old man nods absently. No choice. A creature separated from its astral form cannot live more than a few hours before both die. Wait, so you can kill a dragon then? If you just let them separate, like, it would have killed them. It was the high intensity radiation of the SOX, combined with the magical creature inside her, that allowed the woman to live for as long as she has. So, while Claire seems almost eager to explain, well, he wants to share his side of the story, right? The environment within her containment chamber mirrors that of the SOX. It has allowed us to keep First Wind alive all these years, while her bestial shell remains chained up below. Now, as for her physical form, that will be simple as well. We drilled a series of electrical charges directly into her skull. When we release the dragon's body, empty of her astral self, we will trigger all the various instincts and vicious instincts and primal urges left in her reptile brain, which will unleash her fire where we command it. Wait, so you can hurt them, right? If you have the tech to drill a series of electrical charges into her skull, that means you can pierce her hide. And you can hurt dragons with conventional weapons. That's kind of weird plot-wise. The astral dragon stuck in a jar, big dumb dragon body rigged up to obey your commands. Got it. He shrugged. Summarize as you wish. History will prove me right. Nevertheless, I am done discussing this with you. Fresh wind was flying. Berlin must be sacrificed, and it must be tonight. Now where is that damn laundry? Even if you succeed at this, eliminating dragons will create a dangerous power vacuum. He laughs. A pointless argument. Any power vacuum created through dragonkind's extermination will be filled by meta-humanity. Any backlash will right itself over time. Oh, but the elf person who's like a higher life form pointed out that there's more. I'm playing the long game, Shadowrunner. one that has played out over thousands of years. When you think on that scale, everything seems possible. Humanity will endure, and the dragons will perish. Look, you're not infallible, Doc. You already made mistakes here, and people died as a result. Beauclair looks amused. Mistakes? He uses the tip of his cigarette to gesture at the glass. So says the career criminal trapped in the containment room. I've read some of your inter-office communications. There have been a number of deaths here over the years, haven't there? He pauses. We have suffered losses, yes. They were tragic. But the people here accepted that there would be risks. They made their own choices. I won't take the blame for that. I get that they made their own decisions, but from what I was reading, it sounds like those people died from your negligence. Basic lapses in lab safety, it said. He glares at you through the glass. Is there some point you're trying to make, or are you just trying to anger me? My point is that everyone makes mistakes, even you. And yet, you want to roll the dice with a biological weapon? Yeah, what if this thing mutates in a way that you don't predict? It will work, I'm telling you. But you told your researchers that their lab would be safe too. Look how that turned. The muscles on his corner of his mouth tightened. Why am I even talking to you? You're trapped in here, and I've still got work to do. Audrey will be here for you soon enough. Oh, there are worse things. Oh, can I convince him of this? I don't know if he believes in magic very much. There are worse things out there than dragons, Beauclair. Exterminating one threat could open the door to another. Grinds his teeth in exasperation. Another pearl of wisdom from the Shadowrun. The great dragons represent an incalculable risk, threat to our survival as a species. To spare them for fear of some unknown, nebulous danger would be absurd. Besides which, there is nothing that is worse than a dragon. I'm in a position to know. You're wrong. An astral entity told me about things that exist out in the metaplanes. Horrifying things we can't even hope to comprehend. Yeah, see? He lets out a startled chuckle. Oh, so he does kind of believe you then. What does that matter? Even if your spirit stories are true, the dragons are what threaten us now. Well, he says he's thinking about long term, right? This is a pretty short-sighted thing. Come on, Doc. Think past your vendetta for a second. What if exterminating the dragons changes the landscape in a way we can't predict? Then we will handle the situation. Oh yeah, that's right. We do fight one in Hong Kong. Well, they can be beaten then, but merely... Oh no, you just make a pact with it or something. Like, huh. We'll handle the situation as right. What if we can? Once you've driven the dragons extinct, you can't unkill them. What you're really proposing is irrevocably change the ecosystem of our world, and you don't know what might happen as a result. I will not just sit back and let them take over the world. I must act. His bony hands clench into fists. I will act. You may be right, Beauclair, but this isn't the answer. Beauclair glares silently through. Oh, we're convincing him. This plan of yours killed your brother. Was it really worth it? Beauclair's fist slams into the table, sending his cigarette flying in a cascade of sparks and ash. No, nothing can make that right. Nothing. He runs a hand through his unkempt hair, blinking through a haze of sudden tears. Damn it, Hermie. Why couldn't you just let me go? Oh, this is kind of parallel to Blitz, right? And he can't let his ex go, and that causes the bad ending of his side quest, which wasn't the reason Beauclair. Would Hermie want you to do this? You do not know my brother, Shadowrun. Do not presume to speak to me on his behalf. Hermie will support me in this if I knew what I knew. I watched hours of your brother's video footage, Beauclair. I probably know him better than anyone alive, excepting yourself. His face twists into an empty sneer. You watch footage. That makes you think that you know the man. You know nothing. I know he wanted you to stop all this years ago. He begged you to. And you promised him that you'd try. Uh-oh. Yo, see, it's kind of, that's interesting. It's the emotional angle that changes his mind and not the logic. He's right, Beauclair. Your brother died trying to save you. If you don't turn back from this, his death will have meant nothing. Nothing at all. That's enough. Hermie's death was a tragedy. I will not let you use it to manipulate. Oh? Oh, if Hermie were here with us right now, listening to this conversation, he'd tell you to stop this. Deny it if you want, but you know it to be true. Oh, he slams his fist against the glass, his face contorted into a mask of raging grief. How dare you presume to speak for my brother? To hell with letting you live. You're going to have front and center seats for First Ranger's return. I'll see to it myself. You're what, Doc? Her voice is soft but firm. For a long moment, Vauclair stares at her, unmoving. Finally, his eyes flit to the ground. I'm not. If Hermie were here, okay. The old man continues to stare at his feet. The blood is drained from his cheeks, leaving them sickly pale. If Hermie would here, he would not support it. Or here, he would not support this. He would point out the risks, the unknowns, the sacrifices, much as he always had before he. Vauclair's jaw clenches. The muscles of his throat tighten as he forces himself to swallow. He would try to stop. You still have the chance to give him what he wanted. You can put a stop to this before more people get killed. Vauclair remains silent for some time. Finally, the old man begins to speak. He sounds hollowed out and gutted. For over 40 years, I ignored the rest of the world. I ignored the media and the military, the board of directors that deal with my little brother. No, especially my little brother. I wouldn't listen to them because I knew I was right. I knew what had to be done, what they were all blind to. I was Hermie's big brother. I was the great and celebrated Dragon Slayer. I knew better. He makes a sweeping gesture, a look of contempt on his face. You see this lab? The complex you're standing in, and the plan that it was built to serve? I sacrificed everything for this. My job, my health, my family. I was prepared to sacrifice Berlin, to feed those people to the same fires that I spent my youth trying to extinguish. And all the while Hermie was trying to tell me that I wasn't right, and I refused to listen. My refusal killed him, my little brother, the person I loved most in the world. He covers his face with a withered hand. If only I had heard him. None of this would have happened. I'll be damned. I think you talked him at him. The old man lets out a heavy sigh, his entire body trembling. When he recovers, he looks almost a different man. Tired and frail, defeated. My cure, the panacea, it isn't ready. I was ready to turn a blind eye to the flaws and deploy it anyway. But my eyes are open now, and I do not like what I see. I cannot change what has been done. I can't bring Hermie back. But I can put a stop to this. I can finally listen to what he was always trying to tell me. To what I would never hear him say. And so I shall. I know this is a hard decision, Vauclair, but it's the right one. He stares at his trembling hands, a sad smile on his face. More than 4 decades of planning. All undone in the span of a single conversation. My brother's words, delivered through the mouth of a criminal. Hey, your brother also got my team leader killed, which is kind of messed up. He threw her under the bus, basically. I finally listened, Hermie. 42 years too late. Through the speakers, you can hear the sound of heavy footsteps approaching. Oh, Aldrin comes at the worst moment. We're probably going to have to fight him, aren't we? Yo, he's going to come. Is he going to wreck him? Aldrin. Vauclair looks up at the orc. His voice trembles slightly. There's been a change of plan. No time for that, Doc. We're waking up the dragon's physical form right now. Everything is ready for the procedure to begin. You should see to it. Okay, you shouldn't tell him that you change your mind when he's right next to you in that room. Probably. Because if you do... Oh, God. Yep, he told him. Vauclair's dead. There's like a super powerful orc in heavy-duty armor right next to you. There will be no procedure on. The orc paused. You're going to have to repeat that. The plan, my plan, is flawed. Fatally so. The dragon will not fly tonight. Aldrin stops in his tracks. He stares at Vauclair, unblinking. This must come as a shock to you. I am sorry for that. Vauclair smiles weakly. Your belief in our cause was second only to my own. The orc goes on staring at the old man for a long time. Then something in his face changes. If that's the way you feel, it's been an honor, Doctor. Oh, you're about to get murdered. Yeah, Vauclair smiles weakly. The honor has been mine. Yep. Probably shouldn't disagree when, if he's locked out of that cell and you're, then maybe you can tell him. But, the scarred orc stares at you through the glass as Vauclair's body cools at his feet. His eyes are burning with hate. Shouldn't have made me do that, asshole. The doc was like family to you. I didn't make you do anything. You murdered. Yeah, that was your choice, man. He's gonna put a stop to it. The plan. You think I just stand by and let that happen? He was stopping it because it won't work. It will. The dragons will die. I've seen what panacea can do to them. The doc showed me tissue samples. It melted them. The dragons will die, yes, but there's no telling what else might happen. Unleashing that shit could have deadly consequences for all of us. He continues to stare at you. And... Oh, you son of a bitch. Look who's talking. For all his faults, Vauclair was a hero. And now he's dead and it's your fault. Okay, this guy's clearly not right in the head. Yeah, look, I would just destroy this guy, but what the hell? Why is he in... What is he about? Why am I releasing dragons? Spreading Vauclair's panacea to infect the world? Because the world is sick. armor. Anyone half a brain can see that. So I'm going to use the Doc's Wonder Bug to poison it back to health. It might get better, or it might die. Either would be better than it languishing like this. Oh, I get it. You've had a rough life and you decided to take it out on everyone else. That's fine. Make this all about me if you want. Do what makes you happy. You're wrong, of course, but believe what you like while you still can. Speaking of which, did Doc tell you you're standing in the animal research lab? It's overflowing with test subjects, and they don't play well with others. Nasty, dangerous things, and it's well past their feeding time. He punches a button, and from the corner of the room you hear a hissing sound. Pneumatic locks sliding open. And now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a dragon to wake up. If you're still alive when I get back, I'll put a bullet in you. If you're lucky, I might even put it in your head, quick and clean. Like your pile, Amsel. Pause for a moment, considering you probably shouldn't count on that, though. Oh, here comes the animals. Are they like dragonlings? What the hell are they? They're like mutated hellfire drakes. Oh. Alright. Let's go over there, mark that thing. I mean, it doesn't have the mind to dodge, right? 90%. There you go. Destroy that armor. Holy shit, that's like 55 damage. Oh, you done. So. Oh, they exploded in the flames too. What the hell is this? Is there anything we can access? It doesn't seem like it. Do I just... Oh, there's another fire drake. Alright. Accuracy up some more. Ooh. Use your computer to mark this target. What can I use this on? Oh, wait, what? Hijack comlink. Target. Wait, I can take control of this thing? That's really crazy. Oh. Still alive? Somehow still alive. Alright, well. This is turning out pretty well. Reload. Ooh, there's one from over there. I don't know if I can get this one with Viper, actually. Nope, line of sight blocked. Armor down. Oops. Oh, I did the wrong one. Oh. Shotty. I don't know if I have enough damage for this. Does that have an AoE attack? Oh shoot, there's one more. Okay. Corey needs to get the hell out of there. Still blocked. Damn. No, my drone's taking all the damage. Repair. I should finish it. Let's get this medical supplies going. It's gonna use a heal. Well, time for more big choices. We're probably going to decide what to do with her. The gaunt woman paused at the glass in your approach, her haunted yellow eyes tracking your every move. When you activate the intercom, a green light activates inside the containment cell, and she flinches up at it, startled. Furschwinge? Furschwinge. It's pronounced Furschwinge, but I say Furschwinge. Anyway, a small voice whispers through lips that barely move. It sounds hoarse and awkward, like a rusty lock. Help, please help. You don't look much like a dragon. Free me, please, you must. Remember, Tristram, this is a dragon. Be careful. Is that girl still inside your person? Are you alone in there? Alone on the wind. Uh-oh, her yellow eyes lock on yours. Focus hard. Free me, Vauclair. Free me or burn. Crazy woman is crazy. Realization mixed with pity appears on Glory's face. My god. Furschwinge's astral form has been trapped in that woman for 40 years. She's been confined to this cage for 20. This torture. Turns on you, conflicted. Nothing deserves this skirmer. But all the same, we can't just set her free. Yeah, man, remember what happened? She burned down the entire town. Well, at the sound of the word free, the woman's eyes open wide and she presses her hands to the glass. Free, yes, free. Free me and I will return to the mountain. And I will sleep until the next age of this world. And I will not harm another soul. Just free me. Free me. Bastiel, I'll help you. Grant you release from here. And you will repay in kind, yes. As quickly as it appeared, her energy drains away. There's a panel on the floor behind you. Drop down into the guts of this place. The guts, the guts. Find the guts. By my body, the machine will break. Break it, break it. Alright, well, she... Say never make a deal with a dragon, but... If she goes off and sleeps, that's fine. Ooh. How much more is there? Has it been 2 hours already? Yeah, it's been 2 hours already. Damn. Okay. Wait, what? You have to go to a whole new thing to go down there? Alright. What do we got? You squeeze through the narrow gap beneath the floor panels and climb down into a large space beneath the lab complex. Darkness surrounds you and the air smells moldy and stale. As your eyes slowly adjust to the light, you can make out the dim planes of cobweb-covered walls and scattered construction equipment. Judging by the dust and disrepair, this place appears to have been abandoned long ago. Meanwhile, somewhere else beneath the Harfeld Manor, Paul Amsel's killers preparing to wake a dragon and unleash it on an unsuspecting Berlin. Compared to the lab above, this room is almost impossibly quiet. A small amount of light filters in from the narrow passage above you. There appears to be light fixtures mounted in the walls, but there is no clear sign of a light switch. Where the hell are we, Chief? Looks abandoned. I think this place is military. Judging by our def and the markings, I'm guessing it's an abandoned missile base. That would explain why the late Dr. Valclair chose this place for his operation. It can't be easy to find a secret underground base big enough to house a dragon. Let's move. I owe Aldrin a bullet between the eyes, and I mean to pay up. Great. Let's get closer to the maniac with the fire-breathing dragon. Good plan. No choice. If we don't stop Aldrin from releasing that dragon, everyone in the cruise bowser is dead. Ooh, there's a lot of, It's too dark to read them. Okay, fine. We gotta light them up. What's in the fuel canister? Should I leave the gas can or I'll pick up the gas can? Oh, I put it in the old generator then. Alright, gotta put the gasoline in the generator and then you pull the cord. The little generator chugs to life. What about the large one? There's a large diesel generator with electric starter. The fuel tank reads empty. Its readouts are lit and it appears to be functional. No. Okay, I gotta... Oh, did I put in the wrong generator? Oh no, I think I did. Uh-oh. Hold on. Anything else over here? What the hell is this? Did we switch games into Fallout? Are we fighting red scorpions now? Why did you have giant scorpions? Kill those red scorpions. Take the diesel fuel. Okay, you need both generators to light this place up. We gotta be close to the end, right? Yeah, the diesel fuel. 3%. Just start something like alright, old papers. Let's take a look. At the slightest touch, the papers crumble to dust. You can make out one small scrap that still contains legible writing. Look, Jorg, I think it's pronounced. I don't care what you heard down there. Just because you heard something and a few people got sick from some weird disease doesn't mean that there are monsters wandering about. We've got to finish our blasting or we won't get paid. No amount of weirdness is going to change that. Oh, and tell me when you get that glowing rock you saw, where that glowing rock you saw was when you get back. Who knows? It might be worth something. Open door. Oh, I have some more karma points, but I don't think that 2 points do anything for me. What the hell is this? There's a good-sized crack in the floor with a small amount of light shining through. Alright, look through. Shapes form in the shadows below. And after a moment, you hear footsteps approaching and people talking. How many here? 8? First voice sounds nervous. Young. I heard the runner escaped. You sure they're gonna come this way? Second voice is older, confident. They have no choice. It's the only route they have access to. There's a pause, and you hear the sound of a throat clearing. So, think we can stop them? Second voice is dismissive. With 2 whole strike teams already set in ambush, I don't see what chance they have. Well, if you're the one who's gonna have to explain to Aldrin if they get past us. Which is why we're not gonna screw it up. Got it? As soon as any of these doors open, you shoot. Got it? Yeah, oh yeah, I got it. Huh, maybe we can just open the doors and trick them into... Nope, this is the only way. Alright, can we drop down from here? Or the crack's too small? Okay. I mean, in the real world, you could, I don't know, probably set some explosive and jump down the roof, right? Think we'd be ready for that shit. Alright, PDA. The current model PDA, battered and a bit bloody. The screen is cracked and its buttons are non-functional. The last data entry is still on screen. It appears to be an email to someone named Jerry. Can't believe they sent my squad down here to search for those escaped fire drakes. No one's been in these tunnels since the awakening. Who knows what the hell else is down here? Hope those Scorp sightings are just nerves. If a Drake and a Scorp see each other, they'll tear each other to pieces. Must be natural enemies or something. They seem to hate each other even more than they hate us. Don't want to have to report back to Aldrin with nothing but Drake pieces to show for our time. Oh, that's interesting information. Active blasting. Let's see what's in this. Level 3 access only. Wait, what? Don't we have level 4 access with that password? Disrepair. Whoa. There's a lot of cobwebs here. What do with those plastic charges? Let's see. Inspect. Another crack. Shapes form in the shadows below, but you can't make anything out. You can hear one clear voice coming from below. It speaks with authority. Alright everyone, stay sharp. The intruders have escaped. Team 1 is watching the main door, and we're just to keep watch here. You see those doors open? You don't think. Just shoot. Well, they are right on top of a whole bunch of explosives. Section of the floor has a hole drill that you can see explosives with it. Wait, I can't just activate them? Okay, where? Let's go. What the hell is over here? Oh, there's another crack. Alright, what's in over here? The glare from the light of the floor below fades and your eyes readjust. Nothing? No, it's nothing. Oh, I see 2 scorpions. Yep. Plastic opening here. Oh, there's 3 scorpions. Shot. She shoots all. Oh, you can shoot the same one multiple times. I actually didn't know that. Holy shit, that does so much. Okay, I wasn't ready for how much that did. I wasn't ready for how much. To make this. Oh, okay, well, he actually healed the 20 HP, so... Oh, it's the mysterious rock. What the hell is this? Let's probe the stone for shamanic power. Oh, wow, it's just a finish. Force 4, not enough. Oh, Force 6, I will take that. Hold on, let's leave this alone. Wait, what? Oh, you don't get to... Oh my god. I was gonna keep it, but you can't re-get it. I was gonna use this thing. That's such a dumb system, and now I'm screwed. I can't get the thing anymore. Well, that's dumb. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Shapes form the shadows below. Nothing? Can't go back and get that? Oh! Okay, can I ambush these guys? Oh, what? Does he just not notice us? Oh, God. Okay, well, can't haste. Not safe. Double shotgun. Shoot. Okay, I guess they're both gonna get to me. Unless Blitz has like the most. Oh, he can't help. Blitz has like the most powerful shot. Okay, the robot is. Moving on the fire gets you. She can output enough damage. Oh no, you need that. You have to have it. Never mind. Oh, God's going. Oh, sweet. Down there it is. Fire drakes are no joke. RFID card. ID card. Looked at it great. Oh, there's another fire drake. Okay, what do we do from here? That just leaves this place, right? Probably use the ID to arm the explosives. Level 3 access. Terminal. Oh, that's probably where this is going. Arm explosives. Someone just conveniently blasting areas clear of all personnel. Kaboom! Do we dynamic entry down there? No, there are scorpions over there. I guess there's no need to. Alright. Oh. We just jump down? Hole's quite deep, and a direct drop from this height would certainly be fatal. Okay, we don't just drop down. Gotta go to Manor. More scorpions. Beast. Some of that armor first. There's so many freaking fire drakes down there. Ooh. Jump down. Here we go. One-way trip. KVC diagram. The aging diagram of a ventilation system for this aging military bunker. Save an image. I mean, I don't know what that does. Which door do we go? We did knock them out. This is like a hub area. Let's check in, see what's up. Alright. Let's revive you along. Get in there. They're waiting for us to bust through the door so they can shoot at us. Left or right? Let's... Security logs. What the hell does that do? Attacker. Exploder is like a one-time giant AoE attack. The AoE is better because it never misses. This episode might actually hit 2.5 hours. It's crazy. Nobody in between. What does this do? Read message A5662. Okay, Gunther. We have our orders. Remember, those stims are for emergency use only. Don't distribute them unless absolutely required. Access code for the case is 3971. Strike teams Bravo and Charlie, you have your orders. We know that they're in these tunnels somewhere. Watch out for wildlife and attack on sight. If they escape and you are still breathing, expect repercussions. This one. Intrusion in the courtyard. Alpha team respond. Watch your ass around the statues as usual. Oh, because they know about the gargoyles. Okay. It's so annoying that the turns, even when there are no enemies, you have to... Gotta go fast. No, well, this one literally has no enemies. Okay. Security door control, what do I do about this? Someone did some basic patching to the network, just ancient electronic lock, but that's about it. Calling this a node would be a dramatic overstatement. Simply flipping a bit should open the door. Sure. I mean, they're waiting for us, right? Maybe we shouldn't just walk in there. Destroy. I don't know what this bottom bar is. I think it's the intrusion, whatever, right? As when it goes, fills up, you get extra security, but that's never happened. But then again, I'm playing on easy, so yeah, I can only imagine how tedious these fights are on hard. 1, 2. How many licks does it take to get to the center of this rope? 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Does this release the brakes? Okay. Checking out. I'll take the 5 AP damage, sure. I'm basically like pulling the plug to shut down my computer. So I'm too lazy to walk back to the entrance. Oh. Wait, what? It's fight time? Huh. Okay. Well, in that case, let's get everyone in position. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh wait, no, I just spit that. Thankfully missed. It's still not over? Oh, okay, there you go. I see. There are drinks. Doesn't even see us. Alright, well, in that case. We are fighting through like an insane amount of enemies here. Like an unbelievable amount of enemies. No 5-man team will make it in. Let's see where is it. Is there another one? There probably is another one. Yeah, there it is. Rate, he's just gonna spit his fire. did 36 damage from a pistol? That's pretty good. Yeah, that's it. We did it. Russian military grenade. This thing must be super outdated. Oh, holy shit, never mind. It's not outdated. Wait, what? This? Oh, no, because, yeah, they're using this. I was like, hasn't this bunker been locked down for like 50 years? the weapons in here must be super terrible. Why are you guys giving me so many grenades? And it strips 2 armor too. Something. Okay, I'm just gonna forget it. Yo, give all my grenades. Forget it. Just okay, because that guy probably has 1 billion armor, right? And we're just gonna be tossing armor stripping grenades on him. What is this? Well, we can open this door. All those people probably died from the cave-in. More 3 scorpions. That thing covered her. That AoE is tank is crazy. Shred that on. Probably take it. Yo, my robot's immune to it. Oh. Yo, double kill. The shelf is mostly bare, but there's a large metal canister with a yellow label that catches your eye. What the hell is it? Judging by the warning label, you think this container holds very powerful nerve gas. What? I don't know about this, guys. I don't know about this. This place is freaking huge. Did they sense us at all? Like, what's over here? Oh. Shit, the whole team is way behind. Might be able to finish this one right here. Especially if you get double crits like that. What's this gonna have to do the honors? Gonna hit his teammate? Oh. might. Oh god. The treadmills is a freaking the gym. There are medical supplies. Man, you guys have like low tier med kits here. What's going on? That leaves. Is that it? I think I cleared this whole place out. Probably should have split this into 2 videos, I'm gonna be honest, but what's done is done. We're at the end. This might be like actually 3 hours. It's pretty insane. Next to some ancient but still functional ventilation intake fans is a panel labeled ventilation controls. It contains a row of 4 red plastic lit buttons labeled 1 through 4. The light above number 2 is currently lit. There's a lever labeled manual bypass next to it. What do I do? Manual bypass? Puncture the nerve gas in container and place it in the intake. Yo, damn, that's pretty messed up. We're gonna use biological weapons. Then the gas quickly sucked into it. Wow. Then we just used chemical weapons. That's not... That room was well ventilated. We should vent the gas, you know. Oh man, they did that. Could I have just gone around it? Probably could have. This. Oh, feel kind of bad about that. What is it? It's 3971. Do it again. What is it? 2 body, 1 strength, and 1 willpower. If I can give this to my teammate, it would be really useful, but for me, it's not great. It is a really powerful stim. Transition. Oh, go even lower. Are we almost done here? Holy shit. Okay, there's a lot of medical supplies. Hey, this screams we're resupplying you for the final mission. Guess what? I need 4 grenades, I guess. Pass out the med kits. Oh, it fully heals your team. Okay. Oh, glory. Oh, everybody gets one. Nice. Nice. Okay, so it doesn't fully heal. Guys aren't too damaged either. What's at the med station? Does this one heal you to full? This chamber is equipped with a small emergency medical suite. The system appears to be designed to automatically treat major tissue damage in high trauma situations. Oh, it's an auto med. Okay. Everyone time to heal up? Yeah, my robot was immune to it. Field treatment history. Multiple 3rd-degree burns, multiple 3rd-degree burns, multiple 2nd-degree burns, chemical burns. Multiple 3rd-degree burns. Okay, we're gonna... The dragon's probably right behind there, lad. If we got all these burns on. These burn victims here. Let's go. See what's going on. You exit the clean room to find yourself at the threshold of a vast underground chamber. If the abandoned facility that you just fought through was purgatory, then you now stand at the gateway to hell. The heat emanating from ahead hits you like a hammer. The smell of sulfur and ozone is enough to make your lunch want to find somewhere to hide. Above the noise created by the whir of turbines, you can hear the deep rumble of something feral waking up. Something very, very big. You check your weapons and step into the vast chamber. Here we go. It's probably the final battle, right? Oh, here we go. The scarred orc shouts at you from across the room. How the fuck are you still alive? And what do you think you're doing down here? We're about to commit an atrocity. You think I'm going to scurry off and let you do it? No, seriously, how did you? His eyes glitter, triumphant. Oh, I get it. You made a deal, didn't you? You made a deal with her. That bitch in the jar upstairs helped you, and in return you're gonna help her climb back into her meat body again, am I right? He snorts. And what did she offer you? Gold? Jewels? Eternal life? She offered all that stuff to me too, for decades. Whoa. Oh, that, maybe I shouldn't help her then. That's pretty messed up, and he ended up burning for it. Should have taken her up on it. His deformed face twists into a vicious smile. Doesn't matter. With that monster's helm, I'm going to change the world. At the very least, the dragons will die. And at most, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. You're nuts, Aldrin. You belong in a padded cell. An ominous rumble fills the chamber. Are we having to fight the dragon's body? Slowly, the Firewing's body begins to shift. There's a sound like hundreds of fingernails digging into blackboards. The dragon's scales scraping across the floor. Hear that? That's the sound of change. Beautiful, isn't it? With an ear-splitting roar, the dragon's great bulk begins to rise. Waves of hot, fetid breath. Oh, it's like the old way to write fetid now. Breath wash over you as she struggles against her chains. She's awake. The orc stares at the dragon's sinuous form, something close to awe. It's time. Oh! That mage just instantly destroyed my drone. I feel kind of bad about it. Do I want my guy to jack in right in the middle of the... There is a first one virus thing. Okay, so that... It's a race against time. Supposedly, there's two ways you can do this. You can just destroy all the enemies, or you can try to go with the packets and things. So I'm gonna go with destroy. Because it's just more fun. Ooh, we got people coming from behind us too? Wow. It hits people adjacent to each other, isn't that great? I have another one. There he is. Big bad himself. Oh, he was real far. I have those grenades that strip armor, so... The problem with my leader is really sucks at this white switch. There you go. There you go. I'm gonna just gonna keep stripping. Oh, Oh, but I can't look. All the mercenaries too, or just one? God, worst part is let's see. Are there any more mages? There are more mages. There are 2 more mages. Oh god, it missed. Whatever, hit it. Really squishy. It's not awful. I lowered his armor enough. Wait, what does this do? Oh, emergency override key. Do I just... Where's the... Oh, there you go. Okay, so you take the override key and you use the pump station. We're only 5 out of 10, you know? It's plenty. The rest of them don't pose. We just can give each other shields. I'll take that key. He's still moving, so he's still on. It'd be cool if it got rid of their defensive buffs too, but that's too good. Buddy? This might be over in his head. Wait, what? What the hell is this? Emergency shop, here we go. Virus confusion has been avoided. Okay, well, we still have to fight the virus. Right. Let's take out. First, let's heal yourself. Then the rest is just finish them off. Is this guy really good at dodging? Why did I do that? That was a misclick. It's almost over. Oh, it has to be not empty, I guess. But I can go. Can you be the hero we need? Confront all. He's still alive? Guy's still alive? Oh wait, hold on. Let's pick up an item. You know, just cause. There's no particular reason for it, but. The burly orc's face, raw and slick with scar tissue, is contorted in a grimace of pain. You've seen this kind of wound before. He doesn't have long. Idiots. 40 years. 40 years and we finally had a chance to make a difference. And you blew it. What was the point of any of this, Aldrin? Why kill Beauclair? He smirks through the pain, then coughs up a great wad of bloody phlegm. You looking for my secret motivation? Like maybe I was burned by a dragon as a kid and now I want them all dead? Gonna have to disappoint you. He coughs again, writhing in agony on the floor. Then his eyes focus again and he speaks. Beauclair was right. The worms. Taking over the world. But they're just the latest. Latest in a long line to fuck us over. Corporations, politicians, dragons, all a big joke with the rest of us. The punchline. Oh, so he's like the true anarchist, right? Another bloody cough. Sounds like he's struggling against a collapsed lung. World. Whole world is going to shit. We're on a runaway train to hell and someone has to make it jump the tracks. I was gonna. He tries to speak, but the only thing that pours from his mouth is blood. A wet whisper, devoid of meaning. He lets out a final barking cough. A fine red mist sprays from his mouth and nostrils. His eyes go wide and he struggles for breath. It doesn't come. The macabre wreck of his armored chest heaves once, twice, then goes still. He's dead. I mean, you gotta feel something for the guy. He did kill all your friends, which, you know, but he's just a small guy who wanted to make a difference in the world, right? That's a lot like... I don't want to tie into current events, but people want to feel like they made a difference. You know, this people really like thinking their world is fucked, and they're the only ones that can fix it. What do I do? Okay, and what do I do? Do I... let's see. Oops, hold on. Unlock the chamber's exit doors? Wait, hold on. Let me save. What do I do? Lowered into the chamber? Alright. The astral containment cell has been lowered. Walk away. Alright, I talked to her, I assume. Gaunt woman stares wide-eyed as you approach. She presses one hand to the wall where glass present. Closes her eyes and mouths one word. Activate the intercom. The console next to the containment cell appears to control a variety of functions related to the cell's operation, including its life support systems. Next to it is a small intercom button. A green light activates inside the containment cell, and the gaunt woman flinches up at it, startled. Then understanding appears on her face, and she begins to speak, her eyes flashing from her dragon body, then back to you again and again. So close. The elf has done what has been done. The longest flight in years is in. She is so close, so very close now. She stops suddenly. Her eyes takes in the devices surrounding and invading the dragon's body. Tubes of viscous yellow liquid running into it. The monitors flashing their status. Recognition and horror explode onto her face, and she screams a long, mournful wail. Oh, I am defiled. Yeah, well, considering what you did to those people, I mean, you know, say things like she deserved it, but, you know. Her face contorts into a mask of fury and her mouth opens wide, wider than should be possible. Her neck cranes forward and her head swings from side to side. She hisses her rage. She slathers, her spittle hitting the glass between you as she speaks. Okay, maybe we shouldn't, I don't think you're in much of a position to threaten anybody, Dragon. Very soft and seasoned. I'm not sure that's a good idea. It is. On our agreement, small one, what I must do, tell me it's yours. Can you answer some questions? You dare? Okay, she's clearly not, like, you know, didn't learn a lesson. Why kill all those people? Oh. You did do it, right? You burned thousands of people to death? She glares at you over her hand, nods her head, yes. Burn, burn, burn. What is the green? Come on. How do I know you won't hurt anyone else? How do I know you'll keep your promise? She searches the ground for an answer and finds nothing there. Trust the dragon? I don't know, I'm not the trusting type. You don't trust me because I will lay my oath. Oh. First wind will fly to a long sleep until the next age of the world for the forever task. The shelter, the shield, the forever task. What the hell is that? Sacred? It is sacred, the forever task. Let's see. Use astral projection to read her aura. Wow. Your third eye slides open, revealing the tubes and machinery of Valclair's infusion chamber as cold, dead gray. You look to the right, to the beast entangled in the cold nest of metal and plastic. Although it still glows with life, you note that the aura radiating from the dragon's body is damaged, sickly, and dull. Your gaze is drawn to the left, to the woman trapped in the cold, hard cell. A harsh white light blazes from her aura, temporarily blinding you. Causes shimmering blue globules to dance before your eyes. Can you hear me? I think he's gone bye-bye. Takes time, but you focus past the glare of her aura to see the swirls of black and sickly green, sneaking through Führerschwinge's astral form, cutting swabs of shadow into her light, spilling it backward into nothingness. Your hand slowly drifts up on its own accord, reaches out, touches the aura glowing through the gray of the containment cell. What's he doing? Seeing the truth, I think. The all-encompassing cold hits you like a sledgehammer, and your mind is overloaded by the ordeal. Awakening, eyes opening for the first time in age. The spectrum of colors is beautiful, broader than humanity can imagine. Astral and physical space are one to you, and the green is alive, waiting to show you its growth during your long sleep. The nest has served its purpose, and you leave it behind, taking to the air, exulting in the flex of your muscles, the spread of your wings, the wind on your scales. As you soar over mountains even older than you, the memories come flooding back. Wheeling in the sunshine, basking in the sun, the smell of the green, the sound of nature's symphony, your heart fills with a thought, and then it is torn apart. You smell it first, the stink of it chokes you, makes you retch, and then you see it, as far as your keen eye can reach. Human stone and metal. Oh, so she was enraged that we defile nature, I guess? Glass and flickering lights sprawled across the land, slicing into the sky, lording over it, smothering the whole of the world. Dead, colorless, without connection, nature's graveyard. You ride the headwind, hovering in space as the world stops. You crush your eyes closed. When they open again, you can only see one color, red. The vision ends and your connection to Führerschwinge's astral form is broken. You woke up to find your world destroyed, didn't you, Führerschwinge? We killed the green. The gaunt woman stops her pacing and her eyes slowly rises to meet yours, lucid, unblurred by time or torture or separation from her body. When she speaks, her voice is split. Yes, gone, all gone. The cold is won, the world is metal. Führerschwinge is lost. What is it you wish, Dragon? She looks at you sadly, longingly. Will you finish it, little elf? Will you end first? No, Führerschwinge. A forever task requires patience and faith. The next world could be. Maybe don't burn everything. I have rift from my body, little elf. Imprisoned this girl, imprisoned in this cage. Torture longer than the span of your entire lifetime, and I have been defiled. The green is defiled, spoiled. There is no forever. Forever is dead. Do not wait. What? She wants to die? The green needs you. You are her shelter, her shield, her shepherd. Don't abandon. I cannot abandon what does not exist. The green is gone. The cold is won. Wait, the green still lives. You haven't seen Amazonia. It's covered in jungle. Jungle? Till her brow furrows and her head of stringy hair inclines. I hear that a feathered serpent rules. Are we gonna set two dragons against each other? Her eyes widen as the memories return. Ujaji has awakened? It must be she. The green still lives. He lives? First, and while you live, the green will live. The gaunt woman pulls herself to her full height, speaks as if to herself. While the green still lives, the task remains, until the last world ends. The vessel holding the dragon lifts her face to a sky she cannot see. Perhaps it is not too late. Sleep. Sleep would bring healing. Fast. Her fragile form trembles, but she steadies herself. When she speaks again, her voice is calm, at peace. If you release me, little elf, I will sleep the long sleep. I will begin again, in the next age of the world. Alright then. Alright. Well, she's not like them, I guess, the rest of them. Loftweir and the other guys are perfectly okay with playing the game. Well, she just cares about nature, I guess. So, go ahead. She is dangerous, but that's the next cycle's problem. Yeah, somewhere at the edge of your hearing, you think you can recognize the faint whispering of voices. They sound sad and far away. Just as you think you might discern the voices, there is a massive crash, and the entire chamber starts to shake. Disoriented, you stagger for several moments, still blinded and trying to recover. Let's get the hell out of here. You steady yourself and your senses return in time to see the faint form of the dragon disappearing in the distance. Then Firwishringe is gone. We just released a great dragon. An insane great dragon. She has a point, Skirmer. What Valkyria did to the Firewing was wrong. But I don't know if that justifies setting her free. Lord knows what she's going to do now. I'm not sure I would have made the same call. Oh, come on, Iger. How many people can say that they've released a captive dragon into the wild? Bliss turns to you and he cracks a wide grin. That was a badass play, Chief. 10 points for style. No question about it. What's done is done. There's nothing for us here. Look, man. Let's get back to the cruise bazaar. Hey, and having a dragon owe you is, you know, you get used to that. Although she's gonna be sleeping, so she can't help you. So, I don't think this benefited me very much. You step out of the van, climbing down into the tunnel leading back to your safe house. Just hours ago, you saved Berlin from fire and ash, from the would-be sacrifice of Dr. Adrian Valclair. It feels strange now, returning in secret, in silence. The other residents of the cruise bazaar go about their business, unaware of what almost happened here tonight. It's finally over. Your team and your kids are safe once again. Well, she's the hippie, right? Just let her go hang out in the Amazon forest. It's fine. It wasn't like she couldn't control herself. She just doesn't like cities, apparently. Maybe she learned a lesson, because we still have those weapons. She goes on another rampage. Alright. Team meeting. Group hug. It's time for a group hug. The team is waiting when you walk in. Their faces are haggard, their shoulders slumped. Was there a point to all this, Skirmer? We lost Paul, lost Monica, the cruise bazaar. So many people dead. It was just supposed to be a simple job, remember? A milk run. Get into the estate, snatch some data, get home in time for a worm talk on the Trid. There are no simple jobs ever, as part of the wasn't milk run. But Valclair's plan failed because of us. That's something. I get that, Skirmer, I do. But that's not who I am. I'm a soldier. I take orders and I execute them. The whole thing about dragons taking over the world, and the thought of them slowly hoarding everything, it's too big to think about. We're street level. We run the shadows, that's it. Worrying about these sort of issues is beyond our pay grade. That's what they want, that's what they need. The corps, the dragons, the politicians, everyone. They want us to think like we can't make a difference. They put effort, a lot of effort, into making us feel small, insignificant. That is a running theme in today's society, right? A lot of, people feel like they have no choice or influence in the world around us. But we're not. We had the power in our hands today. Oh. The power is yours. We had a choice and we made it. Because of that, the world is different. For good or for ill. That's right. For good or ill. We can't see the future. I don't think that anyone can. But the world is different now, and we're the ones who changed it. So did we, you know, did we win? Tell you what we did. We avenged Monica and Paul. That was what we set out to do, and we did it. You watch the team take this in. Iger nodding her agreement. Glory staring ahead, lost in thought. Dietrich frowning, eyeing the floor. Blitz fiddling with his deck and pretending not to understand. Iger breaks the silence. So now what? Monica's gone, Paul's gone. Do we keep running together, or is this the end of the road? Glory steps forward. Her expression is troubled. I'm afraid that I'm out. For a while, at least. I have some personal business I need to attend to. There's a man that I need to find. A vicious, repulsive monster who needs to be brought to justice. Skirmer knows what I'm talking about. I may be gone for a long time. For the time being, you should write me off. Maybe find someone to fill my shoes. But this place is my home, and you people are my family. I promise you, when the job is done, I'll come back to the cruise bouncer. I hope you still have it. If you need anything, you know where to come. Understood. See you around. I'll miss you, love. Be safe. Dietrich turns to you. Well, I'm in. I'm getting kind of old for a Shadowrunner, but I'd rather die in the shadows with you people than live. I don't know. I thought I had something going there. Whatever. The point is, I'm in. That was beautiful, man. Skirmer turns. Iger turns to you. So, Skirmer, you gonna stick around the cruise boss and keep running the shadows with me? Done a hell of a job. I'd be happy to follow you. I mean, picking up where Monica left off and keeping the cruise boss safe? I'm in too. Makes sense too. What about you, Blitz? Iger looks around, realizes she forgot Blitz. What about me? Blitz's expression is sober. I mean, sure. Whatever. I got nowhere else to go and no one to give a shit about me. Why not hang out with insane dragons, assholes toting enormous machine guns, and devil dogs that hump my leg when no one's looking? Oh, I feel kind of bad. I messed up his loyalty quest, and he would have been reunited with his lost love. But can't all have happy endings, man. That's life. He sighs. Could be fun, right? So count me in, I guess. Iger snorts a laugh. Then she's back to business. Before I forget, the Turkish coffee guy sent one of his street rats over before he got here. He said he wants to talk to you about something. Thanks. I'm gonna see what's going on in the cruise boat. I'll stop by the coffee shop along the way. Alright. Do we get separate talks with everybody? It's time for the final talk to everybody. I'll admit it. You did a hell of a job back there. Could have done better myself. Done fine. You'd have done fine, but it was my job to lead the team, so I did it. That's the right attitude. Anyway, I'll be looking forward to the next run. Just do me a favor. Make sure that the client is properly vetted, and for the love of God, verify that the job has nothing to do with dragons. Good. Until next time. Got any more emails? Gloria looks up from her preparations to the sound of your approach. She offers you a slight smile. Skirmer, you got us through the night alive. Well done. We're running off to find Harrow, I take it? That's right. He's already got enough of a head start on me. Wherever he's gone to, it'll only get worse the longer I wait. So I'm headed out after him, and I'm leaving tonight. Listen, I'll pack a bag. Where should we start looking? She smiles at you. Her eyes are sad. We shouldn't. Wait, what? I will track Harrow down. She taps herself on the chest. Myself. But as for you, I can't have you coming with me, Skirmer. Not this time. Your place is here. You said it yourself. You lead the team. They look to you for guidance and leadership and employment. You're the one who puts food on the table. You have a responsibility to them. They need you more than I do. Tracking Harrow down isn't going to be quick or easy. It could take years. You, my friend, are a victim of your own success. You've become too important to this team, to the cruise buzzer, to up and disappear. The heart of Furistel and I share a common goal, and a common responsibility. We have to deal with Harrow. It's on us to stop him. But you, Skirmer, your responsibilities are here, and I can't let you walk away from them. You're right. Glad that we agreed. So I take we'll see you again after you dealt with Harrow? You can bet on it. You haven't seen the last of me, sir. That's a promise. Can't say how long it'll take, but I will come back to the cruise box and to this team. Oh, that's for her. Need any more emails? Yeah, let's look at the computer. Okay, cool. Well, no messages? Come on, guys. What's up with Dietrich? I mean, wouldn't he be safer retiring? He's getting pretty old. Well, boss, we went up against a dragon and lived. He pulls a flask from his jacket and raises a salute. I guess that's a win in my book. So any big plans looming on the horizon? New clients you're thinking about going after, maybe? Worry about that tomorrow. Tonight we sell. You're right, boss. Of course you're right. Oh, and Skirmer, I meant what I said earlier. From this point on, wherever this team goes, I'll follow. Blitz probably, It's not like I'll be doing much else. The whole Emily thing still stings, Chief. Sort of took the win. That's how you should feel. You nearly got the girl killed. Thanks for reminding me. No offense, Chief. But maybe you could talk to one of the others. I don't feel much like so. Damn, I just made him feel even worse. Alright, on to the stroll. We still got a few people to talk to. Yeah, this thing has hit 3 hours, I think. Oh jeez, this is... Yep, it's gonna be longer than 3 hours, because I'm gonna be talking to everybody. Up lane oversees the repairs in one of the cruise buzzers buildings. The old troll seems to be standing taller, barely needing to crutch. His face is grim as always, but there's less wariness in his eyes. A skirmer? Doing a little remodeling? Thought the place was a bit too airy. My old bones kept feeling adrift. Layton grins a tusky grin. We're shoring up the fortifications such as they are. Lots of damage during the attack. Plus they're exposed some holes in our defenses we really ought to plug up, just in case. Appreciate your help, Alexei. It's the least I can do. I wasn't much help during the attack. Truth be told, I owe my life to Samuel. His people into the cruise buzzard. This is my way of saying things. You just holler if there's anything else I can. You were a soldier once. What changed you? I mean, why'd I lose my taste for war? Besides losing both legs and a lung? Well, I'll tell you. If only so, it might teach you something about this world we live in. If you know about the First Euro War, then you likely know how it ended. The night wraiths. I didn't just lose both my legs in the bombing. I lost them in the bombing. Whoever was behind those bombers, they weren't aiming for us or the Russians. They were aiming to end the war. They bombed everybody, on both sides. I was commanding from the field, and my T-bird was caught up in the firestorm of all the rest. Not sure how I survived when so many others died. But when they pulled me from the wreck, I was only half the man I used to be, in more ways than one. Spent months recovering, with nothing to do but think on the futility of it all. So many men had died under my command to hold that border, and for what? One day a man in a little room orders a handful of planes to deliver their payloads. He watches feeds of bombs dropping and numbers falling. It's surgical, sterile, cold. And all the war has ever achieved is rob a child of a father or mother, or parents of a daughter or son. That's why the Arctic fox died out there. Some of the younger ones weren't injured in the attack. They want to rally and take the fight to whoever deserves it. But there are plenty of others with a sense to wonder if the cruise buzzard is a safe place to live anymore. I admit, I've given that question some thought to myself in recent years. Can make this place safe, Alexei. By building stronger walls, sure. Teaching people to be more vigilant, maybe. But I won't be party to violence. And if that's what this place has become, well, if I'm here tomorrow, I'll keep doing what I can to help. And if I'm gone, well, you'll know. Let's go talk to, Sim here? She actually made it out. Simmy Kim. So much has happened. Losses ever. To her credit, she has not retreated into one of her Sims today. There's a lot of work to be done. And everyone is helping. Everyone's doing something. Do you want to help? I want to be strong. Strong people help. But I don't know what to do. Not good at anything. There are kids who need looking after. Kim glances across the way, where two of the cruise buzzard's littlest ones peek out of an upper story window. Someone lost their parents. I never knew mine. She looks up at you, with eyes too young for everything she's been. Do you think they want to talk to me, the way Monica would? I think you know what they're going through. It's not easy. Not easy to be alone. I made mistakes, but I can help them not make those mistakes. I've always wanted to forget the past, bad memories, but maybe I can do something good with the bad. What about your Sims? They'll be waiting for me, I guess. They're not real, you know. Not sure how I feel about them anymore. Maybe you don't need them now. I don't know. I get anxious, and it's just so easy to go inside, but I don't want to anymore. This was different. Well, that's an interesting sentiment for people playing video games right now, but... Alright, let's see what's up. Is Lucky Strike gonna gloat at us about this? No, nothing. Okay, they never bothered to program an ending dialogue to her. Okay. Let's go see what's up with the clinic. I mean, Escobil's probably just working more hustling. Keep hustling. Does he even talk to you? Damn. Esgabel doesn't even talk to you. It's like, alright, leave me alone, man. Just the dock. Just the street dock. Who's left to talk to? Arms dealer? No? Algernon? He does make a cameo in Hong Kong, I think. Let's go see what's up with Algernon. See if the elf approves of our choices. We didn't kill the dragon. We set him free, right? Oh no, we can't even go in. Oh no, here he is. What's up, man? Algernon hums tunelessly to himself while he fiddles with one of his many talismans. When he sees you, he smiles broadly. Here he is, absent, the clear-sighted one. To be certain, this elf is to be heralded with much praise, Algernon half-dream. Though his release of the great worm will have ramifications, to be sure. This day is full of portent. How did you know about the dragon? A friend. The release of the great worm is of interest to a multitude of beings, and Algernon half-dream is among their circle. Things are different now. Different how? Her expression slackens, becomes dreamy. Before the next cycle's end, the Furishwinge worm will speak again with the voice of the maiden. The dancer will spin, the seal will melt, and the calm lake will burn again. This I prophesy. Algernon purses his lips, annoyed. You make it sound like a bad thing. Do not jest, half-dream. We must be going, and soon. Wait, where are you going? Machu Picchu. It is in South America. I have business in there that has become urgent. Oh. Damn. It will not be urgent until tomorrow, half-dream. You have time to pack up your wares. There is more to it than that, woman, and you know it. He bows to you with a flourish. Goodbye, Skirmer. We will meet again, I think. Though not for a long, long time. Oh. So he's a character. I think does he appear in every game? Every time, man, you gotta have someone that bridged the cameo character. What's up with Alta? Ah, how propitious that we may speak again, O Master of Mayhem. I have a proposal for you that could prove most lucrative for both of us, if indeed. Most lucrative. Fortune will surely smile upon our blessed partnership. I am listening, O Master of Hyperbole. With the mercy of Herr Amsel, may God bestow his mercy on him. You find yourself without a fixer. I wish to offer you my services in this regard. You will find that Altug Borgazi is most connected and business-savvy partner. Sounds like a match made in heaven. How do we start? I have already found a potential client, oh blessed. Man, please don't keep talking in that speech pattern. A most prosperous one, with deep pockets. He is eager to meet you. When you are ready, take the U-Bahn to Brandenburger Tor. He will find you there. Brandenburger Tor. Got it. As soon as I finish here, I'll go meet him. Kami's gone. The Goldschmidt is gone. Damn. Alright. I guess that's it. No Zack Flash for us. Off we go. Oh, nothing from Elite either? Is that Dante from Devil May Cry? He's dressed like it. The train car is empty except for the man in the immaculate tailored Italian suit. You notice him watching you for several minutes while the train rumbles his way towards Brandenburger Tor. Finally he speaks. The stranger's words come out slowly in a deep, melodious tone that is easy to hear, despite the noises of the train. He takes his time, accentuating each word, relishing each vowel and each consonant, tasting them as if they were a delicacy. Hello. I assume that the business with Dr. Vauclair is concluded, yes? Do I know you, friend? No? But you are about to. The man inclines his head slightly in introduction. Hans Brackhaus. I represent an interested party. Someone who wishes to know about your encounter with Dr. Vauclair. Does this interested party understand that information is a commodity? Brackhaus continues. My employer also wishes to hear about the Lady Furishwinge, a fascinating creature, so unlike her brothers and sisters. It is a relief that she is now free. Dragons are not meant for captivity. The Lady Furishwinge least of all. She was special in this world, I am sure you would agree. I don't know, dragons are maybe, but let's face it, dragons are scary. He inclines his head and the corner of his mouth curls up in a smile. This is true. As it has always been, as is anything that meta-humanity does not understand. You look at a moth and barely perceive sentience. You glance its way, amused, as it flutters towards a bright light, in a vain attempt to what? To enter? To draw strength? To burn? It doesn't know. Its epic struggle is barely 1/100th of your lifespan. The sum total of its existence is nothing against the vast scale of your struggles, your hopes, your dreams, which you could not fathom in 1,000 years. Poor moth. Okay, so in his metaphor, we're the moths, and the dragons are the humans. He leans forward. You will live and die between the beats of a dragon's heart, my friend. What hope do you have of understanding that? None. Furshrange massacred thousands, and a stranger on the train calls her fascinating. Obviously, this is beyond all my comprehension. He leans back. Do not choose ignorance, Shadowrunner. It does not become you, nor does sarcasm. The Lady Furshrange was fascinating because she was different. My Lady Furshrange was a nurturer, a caregiver, rare among her kind. Where her brothers and sisters saw the world as a prize to be won, she saw it as a garden to be tended. Can you imagine? For world upon world, the great dragon Furshrange brought wisdom and succor to countless souls, and she was loved for it, exalted, a goddess. When she awoke from her long slumber in 2012, and saw what the world had become, what meta-humanity had done to the garden she had tended for great ages, she struck. Struck with the rage, regret, frustration, and anguish of a mother whose children had played with fire, and burned the house down, killing themselves in the blaze. She unleashed fire and death through her tears. And now she's free again, and insane. The perfect addition to the sixth world. Seem to know a lot about dragons, Hans. Think your employers want you telling me all this? I am sure of it. You may consider this conversation an employment interview for a very influential client. One who pays extraordinarily well. Now listen. The man removes his hands from his knees, folds them in his lap. I tell you all this so you have context, perspective, before I ask you this next question, Shadowrunner. If Dr. Vauclair's weapons had not required dragon fire, if it had been capable of destroying every dragon on Earth without touching a hair on meta-humanity's head, would you have used it? I don't think so. Who knows what would fill the power vacuum left behind. Indeed. There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. That's a quote from Hamlet, I think. Yeah. Things you do not wish to know. Well, on to the other business at hand. My employer wishes to secure your team's services for a series of operations that will likely require the remainder of 2054. I don't know. After Great Winters, I need to have a better idea of who I'm working for these days. Of course. And you have dealt with several false flag contracts as well recently, yes? It is an awful thing to be manipulated, I am sure. There will be no secrets between us. Your employer will be the great dragon Lawford. He is sometimes referred to as the Golden One. Perhaps you have heard of him? What makes you think I'm going to make a deal with a dragon? His eyes glint. Because you have already been working for him for some time now, Manor. And you see the golden eyes. It's kind of a running gag that he's obviously the man. Or do you think Green Winters found the Harfeld Manor on his own? Well, that puts a new spin on things, doesn't it? The rattle wheel on track gives way to a shimmying screech. Gradually, the train begins to slow. He glances at the U-Bahn map on the wall and smiles. Ah, this is my stop. Coming? I've got nowhere else I need to be. The train comes to a halt. Let's hear him out! And the train's open. Brackhouse stands, brushes off his Italian suit, and exits without another word. As you turn to follow, your eye catches an advertisement for warm talk above the subway car door. Brackhouse glances at you, back at you from the platform, the light from the car reflecting yellow in his gaze. You step out of the subway car and follow him up the stairs and into the Berlin night, into the shadows. That's it. Alright, I really love these stories. Oh, here we go. Berlin Newsfax contains just one report of a shootout in an abandoned holdfast in the countryside east of Berlin. The identity of the combatants remain unknown, though several rival political factions are suspected. and the location is soon cordoned off by unidentified corporate forces. This news is eclipsed when Sator Krupp announces its acquisition of Ariane Space, the last remaining arm of the European space program. The Flux State's anarchist rule remains until 2055, when joint corporate forces, acting with the support of the German government, invade the city. It is widely known that the Great Dragonfall is responsible for orchestrating this action. Oh, so I led to the fall of the Flux State. Basically, I helped them. Probably. After weeks of fighting, the surviving anarchists are forced to retreat to the eastern part of the city. A truce is signed in 2060, and Berlin is again divided by a wall. The Great Dragon Dunkelzahn is elected President of the United Canadian and American States in 2057. He is promptly assassinated as he leaves an inauguration party at the Watergate Hotel while in human form. Popular opinion is that another Great Dragon is responsible, as only a dragon can kill a dragon. But those in the shadows hint that an act of powerful blood magic is the cause. Grainy photographs of a large winged creature crossing a full moon above the Harz Mountains circulate in Germany for several years. Conspiracy theorists take this as evidence that a new Great Dragon has emerged. But when no further sightings are reported, interest wanes. The name of Dr. Adrian Wellclair has since been lost to the shadows. That's it. Yeah, I really like this game series. It's just, I can't stop saying it, man. The combat of this is just the biggest problem. Like, it's just not engaging. I don't know how they can fix it, but I hope they do. Yeah, the story, the other, just all the flavor stuff is really good. I hope they make another one. I don't know if they are. They might be busy doing some other stuff. But yeah, that's cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just stream some Dead Cells. There have been pretty huge updates to that game since I last played it. And I cannot believe this thing freaking lasted 50. Oh god, like 3 hours. This video. Oh, they have a new BattleTech thing. I think that I saw. If you pre-order it, it's releasing this month. It's called BattleTech, and if you pre-order, you get Shadowrun returns for free. But I already beat that, so we'll see about how it reviews. Alright, that's pretty much it for now. Damn, I can't make this any longer than I have. Any longer, guys. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Oh, the Monster Hunter Spring Festival starts tomorrow. That's another thing.